हेलो दोस्तों, आपका स्वागत है एक बार फिर से संजय राघव क्लासेस में। आज हम क्लास 11th के कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर के बारे में बात करेंगे। दिस इज वन ऑफ द चैप्टर इन क्लास 11। ना ये 10th में था और ना ही ये क्लास 12th में होगा। ये 11th में स्टार्ट होगा और 11th में ही फिनिश हो जाएगा। इट इज नॉट वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, लेकिन क्योंकि 11th क्लास में है, आपके सिलेबस में है, तो आपको इसको पढ़ना जरूरी है। कॉम्प्लेक्स नंबर हम किसको बोलते हैं? अगर मैं आपसे कहता हूं कि क्या किसी भी नंबर का स्क्वायर नेगेटिव होता है, तो आपका जवाब होगा नो। द स्क्वायर ऑफ एनी नंबर कैन नेवर बी नेगेटिव। आप 1 का स्क्वायर करें वो भी 1 मिलेगा, -1 का स्क्वायर करें वो भी आपको 1 मिलेगा। कहने का मतलब किसी भी नंबर का अगर आप स्क्वायर करते हैं तो इट गिव्स यू अ पॉजिटिव नंबर, नॉट अ नेगेटिव नंबर। लेकिन अगर मैं कहता हूं कि एक्स स्क्वायर आपका -1 है, एक्स की कौन सी वैल्यू होगी? then definitely you will say कि sir this is not possible, the square of any number cannot be a negative number। absolutely right। हम इस x को क्या ऐसे करके लिख सकते हैं? yes, if x square is equal to -1, which is not possible, which is not real in reality, or in you can say in case of domain of a real numbers, this is not possible। I know, इसीलिए हम इसको not real कहते हैं। this is not a real number। और रियल का जो अपोजिट होता है उसको हम इमेजिनरी नंबर कहते हैं। तो हमने कहा x इक्वल्स टू अंडर रूट ऑफ -1 एंड आई नो पर्सनली दिस इज नॉट पॉसिबल। किसी भी नंबर का, नेगेटिव नंबर का स्क्वायर रूट पॉसिबल नहीं होता। इसको हमने एक सिंबल दिया i। i को आप इमेजिनरी नंबर्स भी कह सकते हो। i स्टैंड्स फॉर इमेजिनरी नंबर, और मैथ्स की भाषा में इस i को आयोटा भी कहा जाता है। आयोटा भी कहा जाता है। सो x इक्वल्स टू रूट ऑफ -1 इज डिनोटेड विद अ सिंबल I, एंड I इज व्हाट? आयोटा। एंड दिस इज नॉट रियल, एंड इफ इट इज नॉट रियल वी कॉल इट इमेजिनरी नंबर। सो यू कैन से ये जो अंडर रूट ऑफ -1 है, इसको हमने आयोटा नाम दिया। दूसरे शब्दों में हम ये कह सकते हैं कि आयोटा का अगर आप स्क्वायर करते हैं, if I square both the sides, this gives you -1। अभी मैंने आपसे कहा कि किसी भी नंबर का स्क्वायर नेगेटिव नंबर कभी हो ही नहीं सकता है, बट इन दिस केस आई विल से द स्क्वायर ऑफ आयोटा विच इज अ इमेजिनरी नंबर इज -1। तो ये आपको याद रखना है, आयोटा का स्क्वायर -1 है। हमारा पूरा चैप्टर इस आयोटा के ऊपर ही बेस्ड होगा, इस इमेजिनरी नंबर के ऊपर बेस्ड होगा। देखिए, आयोटा स्क्वायर इज -1, एंड इफ समबडी आस्क यू व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ आयोटा क्यूब, आयोटा क्यूब क्या होगा, तो कैन आई राइट दिस एज आयोटा स्क्वायर इनटू आयोटा? डेफिनेटली। एंड दिस आयोटा स्क्वायर इज व्हाट? -1। सो इफ आई पुट -1 here, -1 into iota, I can say it is iota। And similarly, if somebody asks me what is iota raised to power 4, I will say iota raised to power 4 can be written as iota square into iota square। What is iota square? This is -1। What is iota square? Again it is -1। So I can say -1 into -1 which gives you +1। तो ये एक important फॉर्मूले की तरह से आप लोग यूज करेंगे कि किसी भी आयोटा का स्क्वायर अगर आप करते हैं तो वो -1 देगा, और आयोटा की पावर आप 4 करते हैं तो दैट गिव्स यू द वैल्यू 1। आपके पास एग्जामिनेशन में एमसीक्यूज में इस तरह के क्वेश्चंस मिल सकते हैं। फॉर एग्जांपल, द टीचर में आस्क यू व्हाट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ आयोटा रेज टू पावर से 17। आपसे अगर पूछा जा सकता है तो आप कहेंगे आयोटा रेज टू पावर 17, कैन आई राइट दिस एज आयोटा रेज टू पावर 4 रेज टू पावर 4? 4 4 या 16 आपको पता है, जब भी पावर की पावर होती है तो पावर्स मल्टीप्लाई होती है। यहां आयोटा की पावर 17 है तो आपने एक आयोटा और लगा दिया। व्हाट इज आयोटा रेज टू पावर 4? इज इट 1? सो कैन आई से इट इज 1 रेज टू पावर 4 इनटू आयोटा, एंड दैट गिव्स यू द वैल्यू आयोटा ओनली। सो आयोटा रेज टू पावर 17 इज आयोटा ओनली। सिमिलरली, if I'm going to ask you what is iota raised to power say 93, iota raised to power 93, so once again you have to use this concept and you will say कि कैन दिस बी रिटन एज आयोटा रेज टू पावर 4। आप 93 को 4 से डिवाइड करिए। 93 को जब आप 4 से डिवाइड करेंगे तो क्या मिलेगा? 4 2 जा 8 and 4 3 जा 12. You get 1 as a remainder. So can you write it this way? Can you write it this way? आप definitely इसको इस तरह से लिख सकते हैं। And once again, iota raised to power 4 is 1 and 1 raised to power 23 is again 1 and 1 into iota gives you again the answer iota. Don't feel कि हर क्वेश्चन का आंसर iota ही मिलेगा, ऐसा नहीं है। अगर आपसे मैं iota raised to power 94 बोलता तो what is iota raised to power 94? Can this be written as iota raised to power 4 raised to power 23 and iota का square? Now this is 1 and 1 raised to power 23 is again 1 and 1 when multiplied with iota square which is minus 1, iota square is minus 1, so this gives you the value minus 1. In fact अगर मैं आपको कहूँ बेटा तो ये एक सीक्वेंस है, एक पैटर्न है जो फॉलो होता है। Like you can see, iota raised to power 1 is iota only. Iota raised to power 1 is iota. Iota raised to power 2 is minus 1. Iota raised to power 3 is minus iota. If you again do the same concept here, iota cube can be written as iota square into iota, and iota square is minus 1. So this gives you minus iota. And iota raised to power 4 is 1. If I am going to ask you, what is iota raised to power 5? Iota raised to power 5 is once again iota. Iota raised to power 6 is minus 1. Iota raised to power 7 is minus iota. Iota raised to power 8 is 1. So what you observe that this pattern iota, minus 1, minus iota 1 keeps on repeating in a pattern of 4, right? So this you have to remember to find the value of any iota raised to power any natural number. Okay, now if a teacher is going to ask you, students, what is the value of iota raised to power say minus 14, iota raised to power minus 14, this time the power is not a natural number, it is an integer. So once again you will say, sir, this can be written as 1 upon iota raised to power 14. Take this number in the denominator. Now iota raised to power 14, can this be written this way? Iota raised to power 4 raised to power 3, it gives you iota raised to power 12. How many numbers are left? 2. So iota raised to power 2 this time. And once again, if you recall, what is iota raised to power 4? Iota raised to power 4 is 1 and 1 raised to power 3 is again 1. So this can be written as 1 and in place of iota square, you can write minus 1. So this way, the answer is minus 1. So iota raised to power minus 14 is minus 1. So if a negative number is there in the power, you can find the value of iota this way. Now, let us understand what the complex numbers are. Complex numbers are generally denoted with capital Z and they are of the form A plus iota B. Now this A is said to be a real part of a complex number. This is said to be a real part of a complex number, and since iota is multiplied with this B, B can be any number, but you will call this B as an imaginary part of this complex number. So complex number are written in this particular form, A plus iota B, or you can call it the standard form of a complex number. For example, 2 plus 3 iota is said to be a complex number. The real part is 2 and the imaginary part is 3. Now there are certain operations which are to be used in case of complex numbers, like we can add them, we can subtract them, we can multiply them, and we can divide them as well. Let us learn how we can add two complex numbers together. But before adding, I just want to say, if you want to compare two complex numbers together, then how they can be compared? Let me check. Let's say A plus iota B is equals to minus 3 plus 5 iota. This complex number is equal to this complex number. If I want to equate the two complex number, then their real part as well as their imaginary parts are to be equated separately. This is the real part and this is the real part of this complex number. So I can say a is equals to minus 3 and this iota b is equals to 5 iota. Iota will cancel out. So what will be the imaginary part? The imaginary part will be 5. So this is how the two complex numbers are to be equated. Once again, what I said, real part to be equated with the real part and imaginary part to be equated with imaginary part. Now let's learn how to add the two complex numbers. अगर हमारे पास दो complex number है and we want to add them, let us suppose this is Z1 and this is Z2. Z2 is say minus 3 plus 5 iota. And the examiner asks you add the two complex number Z1 and Z2. So what you will say, it will be 2 plus 3 iota plus minus 3 plus 5 iota. So once again we apply the same concept here. The real parts of two complex numbers are added together and the imaginary parts are added separately. How? This is the real part and this is the real part. So what we are doing, we are bringing them together like this, and this is and this one is an imaginary part. So I will write them as 3 plus 5 iota, and this when simplified gives you minus 1 plus 8 iota. So I hope you understand how the two complex numbers are added. At the same time, if I am going to ask you how they are subtracted, so you will say, sir, in place of addition, there will be a sign of subtraction this time. And when you are doing this, so what will be the change? 2 plus 3, when you open this bracket, minus is outside this bracket, so it will change the sign. So 2 plus 3 and 3 minus 5. Is it right? So 2 plus 3 gives you 5 and 3 minus 5 gives you minus 2 iota. So this is how the two complex numbers are subtracted. Exactly the same concept. So addition and subtraction of two complex number is not at all a problem. Multiplication is also of the same type. उसमें भी हमें कुछ नया नहीं करना है. We have to simply multiply the two complex number in this way. Let us suppose I want to multiply 2 plus 3 iota with minus 3 plus 5 iota. So the like we मतलब जैसे हम लोग normal maths में क्या करते हैं, we take this particular number and we multiply this with this whole, and then we take this one and we multiply this number with this whole. So let us do the same concept here also. The same knowledge to be used here also. We can write it in this particular format. And now let's open the brackets. 2 into minus 3 is minus 6. 2 plus 5 is 10 iota. This and this when multiplies together gives you minus 9 iota, and when this one is multiplied together, this gives you 15 iota square. And we all know what is iota square? Iota square is minus 1. We just learned. So this can be written in the format minus 6 minus 15. This one and this one are the real parts. So we brought them together, and if I take out iota common out of these two, this can be written this particular way. So this is minus 21 plus iota. So this is how these two complex numbers are multiplied together. Now, I hope this one is again very simple. So whatever we are doing in earlier mathematics, the same concept is to be used here also. So this is how the two complex numbers can be multiplied. Now let's learn how we can divide them. अगर आपको दो complex numbers को divide करना है, say I want to divide Z1 with Z2. So what is to be done? 2 plus 3 iota divided by minus 3 plus 5 iota. You must remember when we were doing rationalizing the denominator, अगर हमारे पास इस तरह का क्वेश्चन हुआ करता था क्लास 9th में, so this is a irrational number. You all know that this is an irrational number, and irrational number cannot be in the denominator. So what you were doing at that point of time, आप क्या करते थे? आप इसको multiply करते थे इसके opposite sign से. If 2 minus root 3 is written here, then you multiply the numerator and denominator with 2 plus root 3, and as a result of this, the denominator will not have an irrational number, because we have to use the concept, or you can say the identity of a plus b into a minus b. What was that? A square minus b square. The same concept is to be used here also. What is written here in the denominator? Minus 3 plus 5 iota. So if you want to remove this iota sign from the denominator, what we are supposed to do? We multiply the numerator with this number and we multiply the denominator also with this complex number. And I want to use one word here, and that is called conjugate. This word can be there in your MCQs. A very simple concept. What is the conjugate of a plus iota b? If somebody asks you to write the conjugate of a plus iota b, what you are supposed to do? You have to simply change the sign of the imaginary part. This is plus iota b. So if I want to write the conjugate of this, you can say it is a minus iota b. Very simple. What is the conjugate of minus 2 minus 3 iota? You will simply say, sir, it is minus 2 plus 3 iota. Remember, we have to change the sign of the imaginary part only, not the sign of the real part. So I can say multiply numerator and denominator with the conjugate of the denominator. So I hope you understand the concept which we call by the name conjugate. Conjugate of a plus iota b is a minus iota b. Now, if I multiply this complex number with its conjugate, the conjugate of the denominator, what will happen in the numerator? We have to simply multiply them. 2 into minus 3 gives you minus 6, then it gives you minus 10 iota, then it gives you minus 9 iota, and then it gives you minus 15 iota square. This is your numerator. And we can apply the identity of a plus b, a minus b. What is that? A square minus b square. So a square minus b square. I simply apply the identity here. Now let's see what will happen. This is minus 6. Iota square is minus 1. Minus 1 when multiplied here gives you plus 15. And this when combines together gives you minus 19 iota. Look at the denominator. This gives you minus 3 ka whole square gives 9. And this gives you minus 25 iota square. Iota square is minus 1. So can I write minus 25? So when you solve this, simplify this, 15 minus 6 is 9, minus 19 iota divided by 9 plus 25, right? And we need to write this separately. 9 plus 25 gives you 34, minus 19 upon 34 iota. Remember students, you are not supposed to leave your answer in this particular format. You have to write a complex number in the standard form. What is the standard form? A plus iota b. Means every time you have to separate the real number and the imaginary number. So don't leave your answer at this particular stage, leave your answer at this stage. The next concept in the series is multiplicative inverse of a complex number. In general, if I am going to ask you, what is the multiplicative inverse of 3? If you remember this concept was there in class 8th or 9th. 3 में हम क्या मल्टीप्लाई करें कि हमें आंसर 1 मिल जाए? वो जो यहाँ पर नंबर आएगा, it is said to be the multiplicative inverse of this particular number. So you all know 1 upon 3 will be there in this. So I can say the multiplicative inverse of 3 is 1 upon 3. Similarly, what is the multiplicative inverse of 1 upon 4? You will say, sir, this time the answer is 4, because 1 upon 4 when multiplied with 4 gives you 1. So yes, this is the multiplicative inverse of this, and similarly I can say this is multiplicative inverse of this. ये इसका multiplicative inverse और ये इसका multiplicative inverse. Exactly the same concept we are going to use here in case of complex numbers. Let's see. The question is, what is the multiplicative inverse of 3 minus 5 iota? इसका multiplicative inverse क्या है? तो you will simply say कि सर इसका multiplicative inverse ये होना चाहिए, because when this is multiplied with this, the answer is 1, definitely. But if the question is there in your paper, write the multiplicative inverse of 3 minus 5 iota, you cannot leave your answer in this particular format. Why? Because we have a imaginary number in the denominator, and as we are not leaving an irrational number in the denominator, we are not leaving an imaginary number also in the denominator. So what you are supposed to do? आप कहेंगे सर multiplicative inverse तो ये है, but since iota is there in the denominator, so we need to simplify this. How to simplify this? We need to multiply this complex number with its conjugate. So what is the conjugate? 3 plus 5 iota. And what will be the case after this? So when you simplify this, 3 plus 5 iota will be there in the numerator, and again applying the identity here, it becomes 3 square minus 5 iota ka whole square. So when this is simplified, it gives you the answer 9, and iota square is minus 1, remember student. So this time you get plus 25. So the answer will be 3 upon 34 plus 5 upon 34 iota. So if the question was write the multiplicative inverse of this, so you have to say this is said to be the multiplicative inverse of 3 minus 5 iota. This is absolutely right, no problem with this. But since we have an imaginary number in the denominator, so we need to multiply with its conjugate. Fine, I hope there is no doubt regarding with this particular concept. It's a very simple one. Now let's move on to the next concept in the series, and this one is Argand plane. Now definitely this is something very new for you. Argand plane, you never heard of Argand plane, लेकिन आप लोगों ने Cartesian plane पहले से सुना हुआ है. You all are aware of this Cartesian plane. So Argand plane is also of the same type. दोनों में कोई difference नहीं है. In case of Cartesian plane, we have a y-axis and we have a x-axis. हम इसको x-axis बोलते हैं. आप जानते हैं इसको abscissa के नाम से भी जानते हैं. And this y-axis is also known by the name ordinate in case of Cartesian plane. But when we are talking about Argand plane, तो आप ये कहेंगे कि जो ये x-axis थी, ये हमारी real axis होगी, real axis. और जो ये y-axis थी, इसको हम नाम देंगे imaginary axis. Imaginary axis. Now where this concept is to be used? There is a question in the minds of the student, sir, can we represent or can we locate a complex number on a plane surface like this? Yes, definitely. Argand gave a plane to us with the help of which we can visualize a complex number. For example, if somebody say represent 2 plus 3 iota on a Argand plane, इसको Argand plane पे आप represent करिए. So see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is positive side of imaginary axis. This is negative side of imaginary axis. This is negative side of real axis. So 2 plus 3 iota. 2, as you all know, represents the real part of the complex number. So locate 2 here. This is 2. And 3 iota. 3 iota means the imaginary part. And since it is positive, so we need to move up. So real part 2, imaginary part 3. So can I say this point represents 2,3. अगर हम कार्टेशियन प्लेन पे होते तो हम इस पॉइंट के कोऑर्डिनेट्स कैसे रिप्रेजेंट करते थे? 2,3 if we are using a Cartesian plane. But since this is not a Cartesian plane, we have real axis and imaginary axis. This is an Argand plane. So this particular point, I can say Z1 is 2 plus 3 iota. So this particular point represents this complex number, 2 plus 3 iota. Let's check one more. Minus 3 minus 2 iota. Now if I want to represent this on a complex number, what do you observe? The real part is negative, minus 3, and the imaginary part is also negative. वो जो हमारे quadrants हुआ करते थे Cartesian plane में, the same type of quadrants we have here also. First quadrant, second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. So this time, what we observe, the real part is also negative as well as the imaginary part is also negative. And where it is possible, आपको पता है यहाँ पर दोनों पॉजिटिव होते हैं. यहाँ x पॉजिटिव होता था, y x नेगेटिव होता था, सॉरी, एंड y पॉजिटिव होता था. यहाँ पर x नेगेटिव होता है और y भी नेगेटिव होता है, यहाँ पर x पॉजिटिव होता है और y नेगेटिव होता है. So if I want to locate this, where it should be? Definitely here in the third quadrant, -3. Real part is -3. So I hope here we have -3 and imaginary ka -2. This particular point, that is called this by the name Z2. So this point Z2 represents this complex number. So I hope how to represent a complex number on an Argand plane is again very much clear to you. Now, once you are comfortable with locating a complex number on an Argand plane, there are certain more concepts which you need to know. The first one is modulus of the complex number. In short, we can call it by the name mod. Modulus of the complex number. What do we mean when I am saying a modulus of a complex number? Say, this is the complex number with us, Z1. Z1 is a complex number, and we want to know what is the modulus of this complex number. So if I want to represent this in this particular Argand plane, I can say if I join this point Z1 with the origin, then this particular length O से लेकर Z1 तक की जो ये लेंथ है, इसे हम क्या कहेंगे? हम इसे कहेंगे modulus of a complex number. And let's see here, if I draw a perpendicular here, so I can say OBZ1 is a right angle triangle. What is the length of OB? This is a real part. I will say this is 2, and this is representing a imaginary length. So imaginary length of the imaginary part is 3. So I can say we have a right angle triangle in which the two dimensions are given to us. So with the help of Pythagoras theorem, can we find the value of this? Definitely आप कहेंगे सर जो OZ1 की लेंथ होगी, this will be OB का स्क्वायर प्लस BZ1 का स्क्वायर अंडर द रूट. Pythagoras theorem, nothing more than that. ये जो लेंथ है OZ1, this length OZ1 is representing the modulus of the complex number, and this is how we can get the length. What is the length of OB? It's 2. So, and what is the length of BZ1? It's 3. So I will simply write this. 2 का square is 4 and 3 का square is 9. So I will say root 13 units is the modulus of the complex number. Similarly, if somebody asks me what is the modulus of the complex number, first of all you also need to learn this कि जब हम modulus को represent करते हैं तो we write it in this particular format. इसको भी आप ऐसे लिख सकते थे Z1 का modulus. So this sign represents the modulus of a complex number. If I want to find the modulus of this complex number, what it will be? It will be -3 का whole square plus -2 का whole square. So once again, when you simplify this, what gives you? This is 9, this is 4. So once again, it is root 13 units. So this length, अगर मैं इसको इससे join कर दूं, so this length is said to be the modulus of this particular complex number. So I can make a formula out of this कि अगर मेरे पास कोई complex number है a plus iota b, I'm writing in general. So what the modulus of this complex number will be? The modulus of this complex number will be under root of a square plus b square.